Okay. That was kind of odd. I apologize about that. My internet cut out with no warning, nothing. Just as I was checking it, it kind of looked like on the technical side it was screwing up a little bit. So I was about to check into it anyway, and next thing you know, I get disconnected. So hopefully this third time is a charm. It might be due to the weather. The weather's a little off today. The last few days, actually. But, so we were looking at some stuff that you can buy in this new world. Mario outfits in this game are very, very cool. As far as I know, there's no real purpose to them. But yeah, if you guys are aware, you know, we're getting to that time of the year actually, where all of the games are going to be coming out, all the good games. I'm not much of a Call of Duty player. I haven't played since Ghost. And the only reason I got Ghost was because, to be fair, my Xbox One came with it. Okay, that was odd. Am I actually gonna make it or no? I don't think I am. Wow, I barely made it. Okay. Very cool. Now, I wonder if there's anything else on this floor. No, there is not. Okay. Yeah, this game did get some weird reviews. I don't know. It just goes to show you that most reviews are based off of, I don't know. Personally, when I write reviews, I try and do so in a way that gives you enough fact about something so that if you want to go and pick it up, you'll know if you like it, you don't. So like, for example, in this one, I would say that it's a collectathon. I would say that there's a lot of miniature goals. There's numerous worlds. I haven't played through all of them yet, so I can't, like I said, I'm not really in the review mindset for this yet. Okay, what's up? Okay, dressed like a swimmer. Okay. Good to know. But yeah, so in that aspect, you can read my review, and without playing the game, you know what to expect. But the problem is with a lot of reviews, I don't know, reviews are always supposed to have opinions. Reviews are always supposed to show what you feel, and that's why, like I say, I give enough facts, but I also give what my opinion on them is. But A lot of reviews that I've read, unfortunately, aren't written that way. To me, it seems like they write a review, they're like, I don't like this game, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's tough because with professional reviews, unfortunately, you don't know where those are coming from. What I mean by that is IGN and all that. I don't know. I don't want to throw anyone under the bus because I don't want to say anything that's necessarily untrue. I don't want to accuse anybody of anything. So I'm not going to say anyone in particular that I personally noticed. But they get paid for their reviews. So, and then they get review copies from games. So, you have to ask yourself, like, hey, where did they get their, you know, are they saying that Mario Odyssey is great because Nintendo gave them a copy and said, hey, make this great? Or are they giving Mario Odyssey great because they played through it and they said, okay, this is great and this is what makes it great? Like I said, I didn't mean to speak out of turn. I'm not accusing anyone. I just personally know that's how I look at it. So, with, you know, I like reviews like, that allow people to review it, you know, kind of their own way. That way you get an actual feel for what a game is. That's kind of what I try and bring to my reviews. I know I'm probably babbling, but personally that's the way I look at it, is that too many reviews nowadays, well actually not even nowadays, it's in general, movies and music and games and pretty much anything, you know. I really wish they gave more of a solid review. I don't know, I'm sure there's great reviewers out there. But my message is simply keep in mind there's a reason why reviews, you know, the mindset of don't trust reviews has been in people's heads for years. Again, I don't want to accuse anybody, I don't want to sound bitter, because I write reviews myself. So I know what goes into making them. And like I said, when I write my reviews, I try to write them from a practical sense. And because of that, my reviews tend to become long-winded. But that's, you know, I feel is better than just saying this game sucks. That's all. You know what I mean? Anyway, enough about that. This game is fun. I like it a lot. I don't know if I call it my favorite Mario game. I have way too many. There are way too many Mario games. I like pretty much all of them. Honestly. Nintendo takes a little time with their games, which is, you know, one of the predominant reasons why so many Nintendo games, I feel, are held in such high regard. Then again, Nintendo is very old school, very closed-minded when it comes to change. You know, how long did it take them to get HD? You know, HD was gaining prevalence in the mid-2000s. Xbox and PS3 fully adopted it. And the Wii U was the first one in 2012 to utilize True HD, even though it used HDMI. So how do I get up there? It's there. Ah, I see. Okay. Very cool. Wait, I didn't grab this one? Next week, 2 big games for me are coming up. I know a lot of people may just shrug at this one, but personally, I'm a huge Sims fan. And I'm a huge Lego fan. I know a lot of people don't like them because they're very proliferated. It's very, you know, lots of people say that they're very samey. They kind of charge you too much for similar content. They don't. But that's the thing. I do really enjoy those series. And Lego Marvel 2 and Sims 4 for PS4 coming out next week. So I am very much looking forward to those. Now one thing, I don't get on Xbox as much anymore. I loved the 360 back in the day. I played 360 so much. My gamer score is around 160,000, I think, just to give you an idea. And when the Xbox One came out, I liked it, but it wasn't, I don't know, there wasn't a whole lot on it at the time, and it was kind of slow. It's hard to explain. It was kind of clunky at first. There's a lot of negative feedback because of all the press mishaps that happened before the launch. But I still adopted it because I was still a huge Xbox fan. But around that time I got a PlayStation 4 and it was smooth and it was optimized and I had a lot more indie titles that I was interested in. So ultimately I became kind of a PS4 person. And ever since then, there's a few games that I go back to Xbox for. I love Forza. Forza I'll play. The Halo series is one series that I enjoy still, despite the fact that I kind of haven't been on the FPS kicks. As you know, my friend Double D streams Overwatch all the time. I know he doesn't do it daily anymore, but he does it often, I should say. And he kept trying to get me to play Overwatch with him. You know, I got the game, I played it a little bit, and it's fun. But I've never been much of a multiplayer gamer. Because, you know, I play a lot of different games, a lot of different game types. And people who play online tend to invest themselves in one game, which is great. You know, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Get your money out of a game, right? But because of that, they tend to slaughter me The only... This is gonna sound funny, but the only real games I'm really good at online are tennis games. For some reason, I would play topspin, and I'd destroy people on topspin. I would destroy people on virtual tennis. No, I wasn't. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect at that. I'm not gonna say that if I were to hop on that I'm gonna win every single time, because I'm absolutely not. I'm just saying, out of all the games that are online, that seems to be the only one that I really was able to go online and finish, do decently at. MMOs I used to love back in the day too, but typically just because there is a lot of depth to them. I was the weird one who used to play MMOs solo. However, Final Fantasy XI kind of changed that for me a little. Anyone who knows anything about Final Fantasy XI back in the day, that was a game that you had to play with party. And I'm not even like exaggerating when I say you had to find 6 people. You had to pick your party relatively well. You had to have a very balanced party. The thing that really got to me was about that system was that a lot of jobs gained preference because of this. I used to love playing Monk. But Monk was one of those jobs, it was a DD. And because of that, that was usually the last kind of class that you invited to party. Merely because you had to have your tank, you had to have your healer, and you had to have a puller, which was a thief usually. And then you got your DDs. But there was definitely like class preference in that game back in the day. And just to give you an idea of what that was. Ooh, hold on. Before I should tell this story, let's see what's going on here. We're gonna find another one. You already got it. Yes, I know. Oh, we're gonna fight you, huh? Wait. That would be very, very dangerous. Imagine having a hat with a saw blade. I mean, besides all those people who already did when they kind of... Anybody who's a James Bond fan has seen Goldfinger knows where I'm going with that. Basically, Oddjob has a hat that kind of cuts people. Doesn't have a saw blade in it though. Now that that's done, back to my Final Fantasy XI story. So back in the day, just to give you an idea, I played Monk. The beauty of that game is you could switch class at any point in time and do well. You just have different levels. So for example, you could be like a level 32 warrior, a level 16 monk, a level 8 white wizard, or white mage, I mean. And then you can equip a sub job, which is even more, it's even more worrying, because in order to get into a party, you had to have a reasonably leveled and a reasonable sub job to your class. So the typical makeups were, if you were a white mage, you usually had black mage as your sub job, and vice versa. Just because the additional mage powers will boost your intelligence and give you extra MP, which you need to do well. Then there's like warrior, you would have to have like a DD kind of class subbed. And DDs would usually have warrior or some other class subbed. And then you had to have a sufficiently level, because your sub job was only ever at max half of your current level. And if it was higher than, say, so there's like level 15, it would round down to the closest. So it'd be like a level 7 sub. And then you get pretty much all the abilities and wait, hint art. Okay. So you'd have to level up your jobs constantly. Because if you had a low-level sub-job, like let's say you're level 19 warrior with a level 4 monk, people wouldn't invite you just because you didn't level up your sub-job. If you had a mismatch, like for example, when I was soloing, I used to like do monk / white mage because then I could heal myself. It wouldn't be for much, obviously. It was not a very good combination, but I would, never get invites to parties because of it. It's okay, because that was kind of and then you had to know your class really well. But there was class favoritism, so let me get into that, because this is where I was heading. I was just kind of trying to flesh it out. I hope you understand how old school 11 worked. So there's always major preference for warriors, major preference for white mage, and major preference for thief. And the other, well, black mage would get invites a lot. It wasn't unheard of. But like monks and kind of like specialists, like summoners, none of those jobs would ever get invites. I remember as a monk, I sat outside waiting for somewhere around 3.5 hours, just sitting waiting with my looking for group tag up and just asking people, hey, do you guys need a party member? And didn't get a single invite. As a white mage, I would be running through pretty much any kind of leveling zone. Like typically the Valkyrie Dunes was where I got invited the most. But people would always tell me, like, hey, would you heal us? Hey, would you be my healer? Hey, we need a healer. And I wouldn't even be looking for group. I would literally just be running through town, or I'd be in another town nearby. Like, for example, if I was in, what's that one town in the middle of the Valkyrie Dunes? The one that you used to go to, I can't remember, but if I was just chilling there trying to do like a quest or something, I would get tells there too. And honestly, it was kind of like somewhat annoying. Like, hey, you guys didn't want me in your party when I was a monk, and then when I go to town and switch. That was another thing. There were so many problems with leveling in that game back in the day. You could only ever at max get 200 experience points, and that was if you were fighting something well above your level. And that was if you had a full party member. And those conditions were rare, believe it or not. They were pretty rare. So you really weren't getting that much. And that was usually the type of battle that would be, okay, well, sweet. But now I have to rest for the entire, you know, like 2 minutes afterwards. And another thing that was really bad back in the day, no matter what level you were, you lost 10% of your experience points when you died. The only way you can get them back is if you had a really high level white mage who could use like raise 3. And then like raise 1 and 2, I believe, had minimal ones. But oh man, that was what else? The fact that you could level down. Not many games do this, but in Final Fantasy, you could. 11, there was a chance you could level down. If you lost 10% of your XP and it went below zero, you went down a level. And because that game had leveled experience, or leveled equipment You leveled to the point where you could no longer equip what you had. Oh man. And then the best was you'd wait, you know, a good couple hours just trying to get the party going. And then someone would always have to leave right then, or they'd have to... There was always problems with that. People would always be like, okay, one battle in, I gotta go. So then you have to find a replacement. Nobody would want to be a replacement, or nobody would, you know, or another person would, hey, I gotta go too. And you really had to... And then the worst one was when you had an actual party. You know, you're doing... I think I've already been in here. Yes, I did. Okay. You had a party, and they forgot to set their own point. And it usually always happened to people you invited. You know, you'll be in like the Valkyrie Dunes, which is the starting point for most noobs, where you have to start to level. And they would always get someone from Winders, believe it or not. And they would always forget to set their, you know, their home point back. They'd always teleport to Winders after they died. And again, those who don't know, Winders is literally like a 20-30 minute journey. You actually have to take a boat. It takes like 10-15 minutes to get from Winders to the little town. Where's it called? Which you take a boat, which takes anywhere from like 10 minutes to a half hour to travel to Sabina. That's the name of the town in the Valkyrie Dunes. So it'd take like almost an hour just to get back. That was the kind of stuff that you were looking at. And of course, you know, usually 9 times out of 10, in that instance, I don't know why I'm moving this. They just leave party and log off without any explanation. That's one thing. Like, I don't know if you guys watched, but I did a live stream. My return to Final Fantasy 15. Because I got it on special on Steam. Back. I can't remember when. It was a while ago. All I remember is it was really cheap, and I figured, why not? People say it's changed a lot. And boy, boy, were they right. It has changed a ton. Now, I think because they realize it's in a decline, you can solo the entire game. Which personally I like a lot more just because I was always solo it. But they give EXP boosts and they try to make a little bit more WoW-like. It's one of those games that I love. Every time I play it, I tend to lose a few hours just invested in it. But I know a lot of people hate it now because they say it lost a lot of its soul. Not me, man. That's one game that was almost too tough. I've become quite skilled at being flat. Well, that's an interesting thing to say, I guess. Thank you. Basically, I am looking for those last few purple coins. How many do I have left? 7. Part of what inspired me to go back was Final Fantasy XIV, which I never played at launch. I know a lot of people dread that game, they hate it, simply because of the really bad launch that it had. And I know of it. I know that they basically took the original game off the market, spent a little while, and went back and actually remade the game and re-released it as A Realm Reborn. And that game, man, when I first played it, I was hooked. I do love the depth of our MMOs. That's one. Like, seriously, if I get into an MMO, I usually get lost. Not so much for the social aspect, though I do miss a lot of the friends, because I made a lot of friends back in the day. Just because you had to. I mean, if you're going through that game, you had to go with friends. You had to go make friends. Just in essence to avoid even the people you know were bad party members. You know? Because there was a huge amount of people back then who were, you know, a lot of people got mad at noobs just because they didn't know how to play a class. I wasn't so much that person. I was more the person who was like, hey, if you're new, I'll show you what to do. No problem. Let's talk it out. Let's show it. You know, it's only going to take a few minutes anyway. Why not? But there are people out there who are just like intentionally bad. Or there are people who would get frustrated because they didn't want to, you know, nobody wanted to be party leader back in the day. So if they're the party lead, they do it badly. There are people who didn't like being told what to do, so they would get frustrated and upset about that. And there's just a lot of factors like that. I have so many stories about that game, man. Because I got it right after launch. Oh, what the heck? Is that good? No, it's not. I got it right after launch. I got it for Christmas of 2003. Mainly because I was a die-hard Final Fantasy fan. Like, that series, to me, could do no wrong back in the early 2000s. You know, I played all of them. I even, you know, played the Japanese exclusives. I loved 2. I loved, you know... And it's rare to say that. But, yeah, I loved pretty much every single game in that series, so I knew when 11 was coming out, I had to get it. So it came with the Rise of the Xylard, and I was one of those early adopters that really kind of helped them work through their problems. But there's something majestic about walking into Bastok back then. And you could see Christmas trees because, you know, at the time it was celebrating Christmas event when I got it. I believe they still do that, but I'm not 100%. I'll have to check it this year. Actually, they did because I think I started playing it around the holiday festival time. You know, for a game that's pushing like, what's it, 15 years? I still enjoy it. One thing that's crazy though is nowadays, you know, there's so many, you get in the mindset when you play a certain game. So when it gets updated to that extent, because it got updated to an extent where it was like, wow, this is crazy. And admittedly, it's a whole different game. So going in with that mindset is like, wow. So, like, for example, you can fast travel to certain places. You can I actually found NMs, you know, which are basically strong monsters. Okay, well, let's die again. And back in the day, I could never find NMs. You know, you had people botting, literally just like camping with bots. And despite the fact that I had days and days and days of playtime on that game back in the early 2000s. I think my highest level was level 35. And that was my monk. And at that point, I was so frustrated with the game that I pretty much was like, look, you know, I wanted to play Beastmaster because that was the only game job that you could solo. I remember telling all of my guildmates that, like, hey, you know, I want Beastmaster. And they helped me unlock a lot of the hard classes. I remember waiting for days for that stupid sun element to unlock Summoner. And I just started... Hello, Double D. It is good to see you. You're our most prolific chatter. Double D is a good friend of mine. Okay, so I guess I can't get there. Double D, how's it look on your end? I upgraded my wireless card, and ever since I did that, I haven't been dropping any frames. It's been pretty awesome. Double D and I actually had a conversation about that because I noticed that there's a lot of problems with my live streaming in the past. The quality, the drop frames, all that. But because the area where I live stream is so far away from the router, it was pretty tough. I couldn't run a network cable from it. But upgrading 5 gigahertz really helped. That and I added a 30-second delay just in case. Double D, how have things been? I know. Oh, yeah. Nice. I am glad that it is going so well on your end. Double D just told me there's no lag and no missed frames. Sweet. So this is Mario Odyssey, Double D. This is the new one that came out a couple weeks ago now. Okay, apparently I'm just going to keep doing this one part. Double D and I actually talked about doing a Jackbox 4 stream. I have not played Jackbox in a while. And that game is hilarious. So basically, you have been good, been busy, streams, doctor's appointments, whatnot. Yeah, I know you're a really busy guy now. Yes, I did die. Wow, my stream must be pretty far behind. Actually, come to think of it, it would be, because it would be a minute behind. Next stream I'm probably going to have to adjust that now that it's not so laggy and see if it helps. See if it stays really good. So that unlocked. It probably would have been easiest to do this. Oh well, we got some coins back. Double D, one of the things that's really cool about this game, there are no lives. Basically, instead of having lives, they take away 10 coins every time you die, or a certain amount of coins. And as you can see, I have quite a bit of coins. Adulting blows butts. Yes, it does. 30-second multi-million. Multi-kill. That's one thing I really do want to get back to streaming too. I started streaming Unreal Tournament, and that was a huge fun blast from the past. Unzip the castle. Okay. So, oh god. Okay, well, I really need to get to that other side. Okay, so... yeah. The new Sonic's kind of cool too. I haven't played a whole lot of it. But lives are only stupid when your streamer friend keeps screwing with the monster you're trying to ride. Is there? I know, Double D, you haven't played much retro games lately. I had a very amusing time last night. The Super Nintendo Classic I got. And just to give you kind of a mindset of... my wife doesn't play a whole lot of games. And the only Super Nintendo game she played was Caesar's Palace, which is just basically gambling because her and her family are big gamblers. And, you know, back in the day, my mom used to play Super Nintendo with me, and that's about the extent of her gaming. Nightbot. That was another thing that I added to my channel. Is there a way? But after I told my mom about the Super Nintendo Classic Edition, she actually wanted to play it. So last night we actually, you know, set it up over there and played it with, you know, me, my wife, and my mom. And that was a blast from the past. Yes, actually that's kind of a misnomer, Double D. Lives in Sonic aren't still lives. You have actual Sonic lives, but yeah, coins prevent you from dying. I have not tried the new Sonic Forces that came out. I keep hearing mixed things about it. That would be awesome. Playing poker. Double D wants to play poker. Me and him and his wives. Yes, that would be very fun. I think I may have figured it. Let's see if that works. I like how Double D is pretty much the only one chatting, but Nightbot just told Double D to check out Double D's channel. I set that up a couple weeks ago when I did the Mario Odyssey live stream. Because I had advertised, I was hoping that there would be a good turnout to it, but there wasn't, unfortunately. But yeah, I set it up so that you could watch Mario Odyssey, New Super Mario Bros. U, and you know, kind of automate messages a little bit. Are you sick, Double D? Yeah. Or did you get an infection? Antibiotics do suck. But antibiotics can also be very helpful. I had a tooth infection, and boy, when I got those antibiotics, man, it was a lifesaver. Okay, there's got to be an easier way to get over there. Yeah, no money. And yes, Nightbot really is cool. I was tweaking it a little bit. In fact, your channel was kind of what inspired me to check it out after seeing it. That and because it makes it easier to answer questions. Yes, I can imagine so. I keep getting so close. You have an ugly stein. Yeah. I would imagine that's rough. I'm about to say screw it and move on. I'm assuming there's probably another moon over there. But yeah, screw it. Yeah, I can imagine that being lucky, Double D. He said his webcam is far from his face when he streams. Okay, so let's go in there and buy what we can. I'm missing, I want to say 3? So I'll put this on there. Okay, so I'm missing 4. Oh yeah, that is cool. I kind of looked into that about making custom commands, and that's really cool. I'm glad it worked out for you, Double D. Like I said, mainly I just had it set up so that if you were watching, it auto blocks people who are being kind of rude. Ooh, kind of cool. I'm not sure what this is for. Yes, I'm not sure how many viewers I have at the moment, but definitely check out Double D's channel. It's awesome. Text me a picture of your eye. Yeah. Can't see the styles in their eyes. Yeah. Slipknot. Yeah, we Double D introduced me to Slipknot. And a lot of people dislike Slipknot, but I'm a big metal guy, so I do like Slipknot. I think my favorite... Oh, that would be cool. Yeah. Next time you're over, we could. Next time you're over, Double D, we have to play Jackbox on stream, and we probably have to check out that Super Nintendo then. Because, I know you were more of a Genesis guy back in the past. But it's really cool. My favorite Slipknot song is probably Spit It Out. Odyssey is powered up. But yeah, that sounds. Oh, hello. Your name is Deborah. How are you doing? We just unlocked a new world. Let's go there. If you guys are PlayStation fans, if you have a PlayStation, Sony is running an ad campaign through the rewards program right now, where if you earn trophies, you earn real money towards their stuff. For example, if you earn 10 platinum trophies, which is basically 100%ing a game's trophy list, they'll give you $10 in real credit towards their digital store. So it's a really good time to play some games and get some money. Okay. Nightbot, thank you. I'm not quite sure what you were spamming, but sure, Viva Mexico. Double D, I don't know if they speak English. ¿Se habla español? Cool, I'm not sure what that is, but take a picture of it. Apparently there's some, the world has, new collectibles each world. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being proud of your country. Okay, so let's see. Giant forest. Kind of calm and serene. There's a huge structure over there. Did I not go over here? Apparently not. But yes, I do plan on streaming Jackbox Party Pack 4 soon. It got released on the 17th of October. And it's probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite of all of them. Probably flowers. Let's see here. Okay, got those. Backwards somersaults. Oh, cool. Well, the game just taught me how to do the move I just did. Very interesting. Let's see. Ooh. Okay. 1 second, guys. Yeah, I see what you're talking about, Double D. Hopefully it's not that painful. Hopefully it gets better soon. Stuff like that's no fun. The nice thing about Jackbox, though, is if you guys watch and you're interested, you can play along at home without owning the game. All you need is a web device, which if you're watching me right now, you have. I know I need to get back to Jak and Daxter too. But there's a lot of games that I've started on this channel that I haven't finished. Apparently you cannot finish those. Okay, well, or I could just die. Well, I don't die. I just fall into this woods area. Okay, now I am a tree. I was not expecting that at all. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, Double D. It was awesome having you here. I will see you shortly. Probably. Hopefully I'll see you coming over soon. I don't know if what you have is contagious, but... I keep losing track of time. You know, being November, you know, and the time change is taking place a lot later now. Wait, is that seed? Am I supposed to somehow find a seed, take it back here. This game just has so much, factors to it. It's interesting. But okay, so apparently I'm going to have to come back as an explorer. Cool. Come on. So, how you guys like Mario Odyssey? Have you guys tried it? Are you guys enjoying the live stream? Do you have Switches? I'm curious. One thing I'm very much looking forward to is when they eventually do release the Virtual Console games on Switch. According to Nintendo, they will have full online multiplayer. And they will be given for free with a $20 a month subscription, or $20 a year, subscription. That is absolutely incredible. Considering that PlayStation is now going up, I believe, to $70 a year. Xbox is around there. Like I said, I don't play my Xbox a whole lot. I do play certain exclusives. I do play Forza a lot. I love the Rare Replay that they released for Xbox One. That was a great collection. And I'm probably in the minority in saying that I really liked the Halo Master Chief Edition. Then again, I was always more one to play through those campaigns. I did play multiplayer back in the day. It was fun. I have a lot of fun stories about that. So, back in the day, we used to use this thing called Xbox Exchange, I believe it was called. And now they have like X-Links Kai, I believe it's called. And what it is it allows you to play online with people without having a membership to Xbox Live, PlayStation, etc., etc. It also allows these dead games to come back and allows you to play them online again. It even allows you to play certain games online that never had online to begin with. Now, a lot of features, unfortunately, aren't there that were in original online, like Halo ranking. You don't get ranked. But basically what it does, It tricks the system. Certain games have system link, which allows you to pair up on a network, like a LAN. And with those kind of stuff, you typically can only play with people on your network. But what this software does is it tricks your Xbox, PlayStation, PSP, whatever it is, into thinking that it's on a local area network, when in reality it's not. So back in the day, we used to play a lot of that. We used to play Halo 1, we used to play Halo 2, there are a couple other games, but it was predominantly Halo. Simply because I didn't want to pay for Xbox Live. I was already paying for Final Fantasy Online. And unfortunately, you know, at the time I didn't have much income, so that was my preferred. And I remember canceling. I actually deleted my characters on 11. I don't know why. Let's see what you got. Okay, so obviously we're gonna buy that. So when I found out about that, I was like, why would I need to buy Xbox Live? And so we played a lot of online matches on that. So much so that my stepbrother bought a microphone. And he bought so I remember we had friends over because he owned an Xbox and I owned an Xbox. We had 4 controllers between the two of us. And so I remember hopping on Halo 4, or not, I'm sorry, Halo 2 with 4 players. And we had friends over. My friend Blake and his brother, who is also my friend. And they didn't know how sensitive the mic was. Now with Xbox Connect, they give you a little bit more privileges. It allowed you to host, it allowed you to kick other players, it allowed you to ban other players, it allowed you to text chat so that you can get into a game and kind of get to know each other and help. You know, that kind of thing. So, we're playing, and it divides us up a little bit into teams, where me and I believe Blake's brother were teamed. And then Casey and Blake were on a team with some other people online. And the match is going as planned. you know, we're doing relatively well. And because I played Halo quite a bit, you know, we're doing quite well. My team, Casey and his team are losing. And he had his microphone on, and Blake gets this bright idea. He's sitting next to him on the couch to start bad-mouthing his teammates. Which is never a good idea regardless. You know, it's understandable. You're frustrated. It's kind of like... But... It's one of those things that's... Okay, he starts bad-mouthing him. He doesn't realize that the mic is picking up everything that's going on. You can see where I'm going with this. So, next thing you know, connection lost. And so we're all kind of looking at each other going, what the heck? I know for a fact that the connection, you know, we're still on the internet. So I go check the computer. And, you know, we see some messages like, hey, are you really trash talking right now? Because he was getting vulgar. He's like, you know, my team are effing idiots, and F everybody. I need to choose a different team. And he didn't realize that he could be heard. So he's basically voicing everything that he's, you know, everything. And they heard every word, and they were talking, you know, like, are you really bad-mouthing us? Who's doing it? Next thing you know, we are banned. So, we all look at Blake, and Blake's, I didn't know he could hear him. I didn't know. You know, my stepbrother is, hey, you know, I got my mic on. What the heck did you think? Long story short, he washed himself very carefully after that. So yeah, that was a fun story. Something similar happened to a different friend of mine. He had a PlayStation camera, which has a microphone built in. He did not realize so. Next thing you know, he's bad-mouthing people online. The only difference is, this time someone tells him, like, hey, you know, what's wrong with you? You know, trash talking back, and that's when he realized, oh crap, you can hear me. Long story short, moral of this message is, hey, if you got a mic, if you got any semblance of a microphone, if you got anything, don't badmouth somebody. It's not going to work out in your favor. Also, that's how you break all these problems. Crap. There we go. Yes, that's a life lesson learned. You know, come to think of it, I have a lot of fun memories with gaming socially. You know, you don't think about it as much anymore, but there's a whole social aspect of gaming, you know, that's fun, and that, you know, a lot of people don't realize anymore because everything's online. You don't have that, well, not as much, that same system kind of co-op experience. Admittingly, it's not, you know, there's, the online still gives some semblance of it, but I don't know, personally I miss a lot of that. You know, Double D was like my biggest co-op partner. Even just flip-flopping. You know, you go over to a friend's house and they'd be playing like a one-player game that you want to try, and you switch, you know. Like Halo, I have a lot of fond memories of Halo, just playing that in a social setting. GTA. So, this is a long story short. San Andreas came out in 2004. That was like my stepbrother's dream game. He loved, you know, the GTA series. He still does. Like, you know, I have him as a friend on my PS4. And he still plays GTA 5 like every day. But so GTA San Andreas just came out, and I remember I had some money from saved up, and just so that we could play that game together, I remember buying it from a local electronics store. And that was one of those games that we played together so many times. But that first day, I remember he sat next to me, and we traded off, and then we eventually found out there's a two-player mode. You know, it wasn't the greatest. It was just kind of like you had to stay on the same screen, but man, we played that a lot. You know, we have so many fond memories of that. I think there's one time we were jumping on cars on the highway. And he throws a Molotov off the side of the car, and it flies on the wind, hits him in the face, and then the car speeds off and drops us. And we both laughed really hard. You know, probably a lot harder than we should have at that. And then there was the fact that, you know, we played that first day, it it was on, you know, it was like GTA San Andreas was huge. I remember he like, after that day he begged, you know, my stepdad and my mom, please give me the money for this game. I really want this game. And so they ended up conceding. They got him the game, and after that, I remember we had a race. Because we got in a kind of a dispute that day. I told him cheats kind of ruin a game. Especially if you're playing through it the first time. Maybe not necessarily the second, third. But the first time you play, I told him you don't want to use cheats. It's kind of like ruining the game. But he insisted, like, no. You know, now I realize that back then I was really thick-headed and I was really prone to arguing. But now I realize if you own a game, you know, it's really up to you how you want to play it. Like, if you want to cheat, whatever, go ahead. The only one you're depriving the experience is you. But, so we decided, let's have a race to see who can beat the game first. It wasn't like an actual bet, like there wasn't anything on the line. You know, it wasn't like those old sitcoms like, oh, well, you have to do my laundry for a week or anything. It wasn't like that at all. It was just a friendly wager. And so we had a bet to see who could beat San Andreas first. Him with cheats, or me without. And so I remember I kind of burnt myself out on that game quick because of that. I sat there for hours just playing it and trying to beat it. And like I said, because of that, I really burnt myself out. I didn't enjoy it as much as I probably should have, because that's a fantastic game. But long story short, I won. And I think it was predominantly because at the time he was still in school and I wasn't. I was trying to find work at the time. I was barely kind of unemployed, barely. So I played it a lot. And I ended up beating it a couple days before he did. But, you know, then I kind of moved on. If I remember correctly, I was really into Unreal Tournament 04 at the time. It was something else. I think it was Morrowind too. But he played that a lot, so we had a lot of fun times. We had a lot of fun memories with that. One odd one was if you go to Las Venturas in the game, there's a lot of people who look like Elvis walking around. So, you know, he was being silly. He's walking up there. Hey, it's Elvis. Hi, Elvis. You know. And then next thing you know, Elvis walks up, and Elvis beats the crap out of a cop, gets shot and killed. And he had his camera ready, he was taking pictures of Elvis, and we were just both sitting there, that's like hysterical. It was just absolutely hilarious. It caught us completely off guard. Like, wait, what is Elvis doing? And he's beating the crap out of the cop. Next thing you know, he's dead in a pool of blood. Or he showed me his photo album, and he'd go into like a club and he'd start a fight with a camera, and he'd have pictures of bullets flying out of him. Good times. I'm sure we all have those kind of memories. Whether it's just something random happens or just good times playing games with friends. But, you know, that honestly was a huge point in my life. It's absolutely huge. Okay, on that note, I think that's actually a pretty good stopping point. Thanks guys for watching. Thank you Double D for stopping by. It was a blast as always, and I will see you soon.